Hello, and welcome to our presentation on valuation pricing. To start, I would like to give a brief overview of the valuation pricing game that we played. As you could have seen from the recorded session, we went through 4 different rounds, as you can see on the screen. I will go through each one just briefly, and then we will continue on. The initial pricing set, which was round 1, was given very little information. We then progressed on to round 2, which each member of the group accepted or rejected a potential pricing that was flashed on the screen. Next, we went into round 3. This was more of the introduction of dynamic pricing. There was a little bit more information than the previous round. However, there was still a lot to figure out. There was the ability to change prices as much as we wanted to, which helped our pricing strategy. The last round, which was round 4, was fully involved in dynamic pricing. As you can see, this was the round with the most information, but it also allowed for continuous price changes as we pleased. For the round 2 overview, I would like to take a moment to define some key terms. Dynamic pricing is the practice of varying the price for a product or service to reflect changing market conditions. In particular, the charging of a higher price at a time of greater demand. And constant pricing commonly refers to series which use a fixed base or price. The pricing strategy that we relied on most in round 2 was the constant pricing strategy. Forecasting in this beginning round was very difficult and inaccurate due to the lack of information that was provided by potential customers. The inability to also fluctuate our pricing made this forecasting difficult as well, since we could not increase or decrease due to seasonal pricing. However, as the rounds went on, more information became available. The ultimate goal is to forecast how many customers are willing to purchase a new cruise package at a certain price. For rounds 3 and 4, time cues make forecasting more accurate due to the ability to anticipate pricing fluctuations. These time cues were the ability to change our prices depending on each customer and the ability to get more information such as when high and low valuation customers were in play. By accurately forecasting allows for the most revenue to be captured by changing prices that customers are willing to pay at specific times, such as mentioned before, charging a higher price in a busier season and then a lower price in the off-season. Other tactics to increase forecasting may include early bird discounts, free upgrades, and add-ons based on booking availability, specific theme nights, and cancellation fees. These will keep people from canceling last minute, but they will also keep people from making changes to their reservation and making the forecast inaccurate. In these rounds, dynamic pricing became important with the information of high-low segmentation, as mentioned previously. This allows for an easier understanding of when prices should be increased without losing customers. By setting a price that is too high, creates gaps in revenue that should be lowered and vice versa. By knowing how many low valuation customers there were in the beginning, such as round 2, could have helped develop a more aggressive strategy for pricing and capturing as much high valuation revenue as possible. In addition to the overview, a data analysis was done for both rounds 2 and 4 for all 3 players. As you can see below are the results of the t-test using equal variances. I chose to do equal variances because, as you can see, there is a red circle around variable 2 and variable 1. If you take variable 2 and divide it by variable 1, you'll get an answer of 2.97. This is less than 4, which means that you should use the equal variance. If it was larger than 4, we would use the unequal variances. Variance is a measure of dispersion that takes into account the spread of all data points. By understanding variance, it is important because it tells a company how their sales are performing against market conditions. More importantly, sales variance tells salespeople the difference between how much a company should expect to sell a product or service for and how much a company actually sold a product for. These are extremely important for us to understand so we can forecast accurately, as we've talked about before, and also meet quotas.
So as we all know, the end goal is to generate as much revenue as possible during the sales period. In this case, a fifth round was added to the game. Specifically, a 20% sales discount is being offered here. So in this game, there's going to be 20 offers presented to the players. So what the players have to do initially is to find a price that they're willing to accept. It's as simple as that. And in doing so, they need to calculate a 20% discount from their main price. And so what's going to happen is index cards will be presented to the players of specific prices, specifically 20. These are representing the 20 people who submitted a price and who have the chance to win that discount and then receive their money back 100% guaranteed in due time. And so if a proposed offer comes within 20% of the player's main price, they can go ahead and reject or accept the offer. And the winner is determined by the player who has the most offers within that 20% discount markup range. So when looking at the insights of this game that was played, one big thing that stuck out was that forecasting is affected. You see, people will be motivated to buy ahead of time because of this discount, especially knowing that they have a chance to get their money back. And this can be specifically seen in the low end customer side, although this both influences the higher end customers and the lower end customers. Those who are more on the budget can see this as an opportunity to experience something like this at a lower cost. So for this reason, this can even affect the population size due to the discount opportunity. And if the population size is going to be affected, then we all know when looking at data analysis, the variation in t-tests will also be affected. And not only that, but we have to take into account multiple accounts that must be acknowledged because of the population size that can increase due to this discount opportunity.
And this concludes our presentation. Thank you so much for listening to us, and we hope you enjoyed it.